We are here to honor Officer Bonanno, who is an experienced, skillful, and courageous police officer. Since I took office this term 2 years ago, I've been evangelizing for more police officers in the schools, which we fund. So all the schools have to do is ask us, and we've increased the number of police officers in schools from 190 to 565. And we need all the schools to ask for police officers, and hopefully we can get more funding from the legislature. So far, we've been able to satisfy the request of every school. And the incident I'm about to tell you about illustrates that. A maniac invaded a charter school, the Legacy Traditional Charter School, and somebody reported somebody was acting strangely, and Officer Bonanno acted quickly. Because of his experience and his skill, he knew not to wait for backup, but to act right away. He arrested this maniac who had a firearm and a knife, and who said that he was going to make the students famous by hurting them. He's going to make the school famous, and this could have been the nightmare that I was talking about. As it happens, when I would give speeches about this, I would talk about not wanting to have 20 students being killed, and that was exactly how many students were in that room. And had Officer Bonanno not acted that quickly, then we would have had that tragedy in that school, and we would have been national news and mourning. And if the 20 students are killed, their parents' lives are ruined. You never get over it. I know that because I lost a child. And so Officer Bonanno deserves the thanks of those students and their parents and of the entire state of Arizona, and we're here to honor him and thank him for what he did. So I have a plaque that I'm going to present to him, which says, whereas Officer Bonanno has been dedicated and trusted figure in the Legacy Traditional School East community, ensuring the safety, security of students and staff, whereas Officer Bonanno demonstrated exemplary commitment, acting quickly on January 16, 2025, to ensure the safety of the Legacy Traditional School East students and staff, whereas Officer Bonanno has demonstrated exceptional professionalism, integrity, and compassion in his role as a school safety officer. Now, therefore, I, Tom Horn, Arizona's Superintendent of Instruction, do hereby on February 6, 2025, recognize Officer Bonanno for his exceptional service as a school safety officer at Legacy Traditional School East. I express my heartfelt gratitude for his valor, commitment, and dedication towards maintaining a safe educational environment. I encourage all Arizonans to join me in recognizing Officer Bonanno for his exemplary work. Would you like to say a few words?
Sure. First of all, thank you, Superintendent. This award is pretty amazing. I'm the kind of person that I don't look at myself as anything special. I'm an officer. I love being a cop. I did my job that day. Certainly, my experience and tenure played a role, but at the end of the day, I'm just really, really thankful that all of those kids and the staff and everybody were safe, and that's the goal. I want to thank everybody for coming here today, the media, Superintendent Horn, all the way from Phoenix, Brian Manley from off-duty management, all the way in from Texas, and then all of my command staff, who I recognize has a very, very busy schedule. So, and then of course our guests from the schools. Thank you, everybody. I'm very appreciative and grateful, and like I said, I'm just truly thankful as to the outcome of this incident. So, thank you.
Officer Bonanno, all of the people present will impress you with the fact that you certainly are something special, and we appreciate you. The whole state appreciates you very much for what you've done.
Thank you.
Mike Kirkenbach was the Assistant Police Chief of the City of Phoenix, and we were very lucky in the Department of Education to get him to take over school safety, which you can imagine how important that is. And he's doing a fantastic job, and Mike Kirkenbach will say a few words.
Thank you, Superintendent. As you just heard from Superintendent Horn, and I loved what Officer Bonanno said, at my core, I'm a cop. I was blessed to serve in the Phoenix community for 33 years, and then honored to serve in this role now as a Director of School Safety. I think we would all agree that safety in our schools is of paramount importance. And Superintendent Horn entrusted me and challenged me to come up with a program to get more officers in schools. And there are a lot of police officers that are in here today in the building in which we are standing. We recognize there just aren't enough cops to go around. But through this appropriation from the legislature and the trust that the superintendent has put in me, we've been able to expand the school safety program to allow off-duty officers to work in our schools. If we didn't have that ability, Officer Bonanno would not have been there that day. And I shudder to think what may have happened. If legacy schools didn't have the foresight to apply for this funding, Officer Bonanno would not have been there. And if we didn't have the partnership with off-duty management, we wouldn't have the capacity to put officers in schools. I drove down from Phoenix, but understand my role is to provide officers to all 15 counties in our state. All have unique needs. And it's such a privilege to do what I do, to have met Officer Bonanno, cop to cop, and I see how humble he is, and that just speaks volumes that he was the right man for the job. So I'm grateful to you. Thank you for thank you for being there that day. It means the world. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Brian Manley, President of Off-Duty Management.
Yeah, I want to add a word to what Mike said, and that is that, as he pointed out, we escaped this tragedy by the skin of our teeth. All of the money was paid out to the schools that asked for it, and the program was complete for the 3 years. And then we found $48 million more, and so we put out a second request. And so a number of schools applied, including the Legacy Traditional Charter School. They were very quick at getting their paperwork into us. All the other applicants took much longer. But because they were very quick in getting the paperwork back to us, we got Officer Bonanno into the school, and he'd only been there 2 weeks before this incident happened. So you can imagine how close we came in a number of points along the chain to having this strategy and this tragedy. And this illustrates why we need to have police in all of our schools. Mike?
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Brian.
Thank you, Superintendent Horn, and for giving me the opportunity to be here today. Again, my name's Brian Manley. I'm the president at Off-Duty Management, but prior to joining the company, I'm actually the retired chief of police from Austin, Texas. So I stand here so proud of all the Tucson officers that are here and Officer Bonanno in celebrating a victory for law enforcement over what would have been a very, very dark day for your community. And obviously, this would not have happened, Superintendent Horn, without you having the foresight, the vision, and the leadership to get those dollars in place to fund what is so often unfunded across the country, and that is our safety needs. And so for you to have that vision, and then gotten to know Mike over the years as we've worked together and all of that, and as you administer this program, we have seen it grow tremendously through the state of Arizona. And if we ever needed one example of the importance and the need for the program, last month was it. And Officer Bonanno was in the right place at the right time. So we can be thankful for all the great decision and leadership that went into place to make that day happen, but it didn't happen, Officer Bonanno, without you being there and you being you. I had the good fortune to spend time with Bill last night, get to know him just a little bit, and the level of humility you have and how humble you are, it just resonates. But again, I think that's why you are the exact right person for being in that moment, because we know it would have had an absolutely horrible outcome otherwise. We're just glad at Off-Duty Management to play the small role that we played in having an officer there that day, but there are lives that are saved and families that are whole today because of your actions. And I know you don't like hearing that, but you represented the best of law enforcement that day, and that doesn't always happen across the country. So thank you for your bravery, your valor, your actions. And to Tucson PD, thank you for what you do day in and day out, keeping your community safe. You are, as you know, well represented by Officer Bonanno here, and I imagine every other officer wearing your badge is built the same way. So thank you for giving me the opportunity. I'm going to call you up again and give you another opportunity to speak, if you don't mind. But on behalf of my team at Off-Duty Management, want to recognize your efforts that day and provide you with our Valor in Action Award. And as it says, presented to William Bonanno. Well, I can't read it. Awarded for
I learned this last evening as well, so I help. Presented to William Bonanno, awarded for the exemplary bravery and wavering valor in action, January 16th, 2025. So,
Thank you very much.
no, thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And I'll say, before we call up our last speaker, I'll just say a quick word about the role of off-duty management. We have a shortage of police. And so there were instances where we awarded the money to a school to have a police officer, but the local police department said we can't spare anybody. So I asked Mike to come up with Mike Kirkenbach to come up with a solution, and he came up with a solution of getting together with off-duty management, which arranges for overtime work for police that want to work on their day off. And so we would assign 5 police officers to a school, so there'd be somebody there every day. We would not allow any situation where they were there less than 5 days, because if the tragedy happened on the day there was no one there, you can imagine how we would feel about that. So off-duty management has enabled us to fulfill the needs of schools that otherwise would not be fulfilled by arranging for us to be able to get off-duty police officers into the schools. And now I'm going to introduce Jennifer Little, the principal of the school.
Thank you, Superintendent Horn. I'm honored to recognize and express our deepest gratitude to Officer Bonanno for his unwavering dedication and service to our school community. Ensuring a secure learning environment is the top priority with us, and with the school safety grant, we can implement crucial safety improvements that will make a lasting difference. Beyond maintaining a safe learning environment for our students, you are a role model, demonstrating integrity, kindness, and respect. On behalf of our entire school community, I want to say thank you. We are grateful and honored to have you as part of our Bobcat family. And I want to also just thank everyone in the Tucson Police Department. We have had an officer every single day, and we are so thankful and grateful for all you do for us. Thank you. Thank you.